attitude self. Oh, now I got thinking about fucking Jedi Force and shit. Ooh, dog. I was unhinged.
Hey.
I was unfucking hinged.
I wonder how George Lucas feels. I mean, I hear so many different. Watching his story, he came up with the original concept and everything that's come out of it. Books, different spin-offs, and now these. I mean, we have prequels and sequels.
Yeah, but we got prequels and everything. We got all kinds of quills and this and quills and that. I don't know. I like the way that they're taking this. I hope that they just continue this storyline. I hope like the continuation of a storyline. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well,
they said that the story, huh?
I feel because everybody's talking about like, oh, they're putting an end to the movies here. No, I think what they're putting an end to it is following the Skywalker family.
Bingo. That's exactly what I was going to say. Kathleen Kennedy even brought it up. She said, listen, this is not the end of Star Wars. This is the end of one story of one family. Period. That's it. All right. We have had, since you said, since 1977, we have had movies about the Skywalkers in some form or fashion. Now we're starting to explore other characters. And I like it. I like the idea. I would like to see a movie all about fucking Lando Calrissian. I think that would be dope as fuck. Even if they did it on Disney Plus, you know what I mean? I think it'd be so awesome.
I'd like to see what the fuck he was doing in between.
Right. Well, I mean, these are stories that you don't know about. Excuse me. We got one on, we got the Mandalorian going on right now. What if we did one on some of Boba Fett's,
Well, the Mandalorian right now takes place, 5 years after Return of the Jedi, basically?
Bingo. Yeah.
So, wow. And since they're bent on tying the shows with the movies, right?
Well, at least with the MCU, yeah.
At least with the MCU, I don't know. They might do that with Star Wars too, but wow, they could just take it to a whole new level there.
Right.
I mean, what happened? I mean, could you imagine a story where you see? Wow, because now you would see a young Kylo, a young Rey. Because you
see what I'm saying?
Because right now, the Mandalorian is happening. Kylo or Ben Solo has to be like 2-3 years old, maybe, if that, or 5.
If that, yeah.
And Rey might either just be about to be born or, wow, that.
I don't know. I think it'd be awesome. I mean, there's so many different. All I'm saying is there's so many stories that you can go with that would be really cool shows or movies or whatever. You can do a whole MCU style universe with everything. I think it'd be really neat.
Yeah.
So that's my take on that. On them ending Skywalker, I'm okay with it. I've voiced my opinion numerous times on Luke Skywalker and how I never really cared for him. I mean, let me say this. I think Luke Skywalker is a character in this story that I love with all my heart. He is a key factor in this, but he is not the only factor in this. Does that make sense?
Yeah, which means that we're going to have to redo episode 1 or 2 or whichever it is where you call him a bitch.
I still think he is. I mean, look at. I've said this before numerous times. When he was still a fucking farmer, all right? He was just fucking wanting to go get parts for and play with his buddies. Remember when he was with, his aunt and uncle on that dirt farm, the moisture farm? Yeah. He was wanting to go, maybe I can go become a pilot, you know what I mean? Like, blah, blah, blah. He had all these fucking big dreams. Meanwhile, Leia, the real badass of the series, is being fucking held by Vader. Like, she's out there risking her fucking life for...
but up until that
for
point,
the plans of the Death Star.
I understand that, but up until that point, he has no idea first of all, that he's even a Force user. He has no idea. As far as he knows, he's just some kid that was raised by his uncle in the farm. He doesn't understand that.
Right. But what happened? Well, okay, so now, we get the first movie where he finds out.
Leia was raised by government people, the rulers of what was that planet called?
Right. So she was being badass her whole life, and he was being a moisture farmer.
Well, she grew up royalty.
Yeah, but she was still being a badass.
Well, yeah.
She didn't have to put her life on the line.
He was a poor farmer. He was, who the fuck is you?
Right. Now listen, here check it out. So we get the first movie, he whines halfway through the movie, right?
Okay.
It wasn't until they actually took off on a Millennium Falcon that he actually started holding a lightsaber, really.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So we basically have 2.5 movies of Luke Skywalker being a badass, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Leia has been a badass all 3 of the original trilogy, correct?
Well, yeah. I mean, because she grew up.
And
she
we
grew
have
up in royalty, a life of service. Serving the people, being a ruler, being a leader.
Right. I get that. Okay.
Yeah.
What makes her even more badass is since she never had to do all this, she did it. She chose to be a badass on her own. All right. Anyways, at the end of Return of the Jedi, they're both badasses, right?
Yeah.
They're both badass. So he goes off and starts training Jedis. She becomes a fucking, after watching the last movie, she's a Jedi herself because she uses the Force to force herself back into the ship, right?
Yeah, she's a Force user, obviously.
Right. Okay. So then we have another movie with her being a badass. She's still fighting a good fight, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's Luke? Oh, wait a minute. He's drinking fucking space cow titties.
He's fondling cow titties for green milk. Yeah.
Right. Then we get another movie, and Leia's still being a badass. And where's Luke? Well, Luke's still over there crying about how he fucked up. You see what I'm saying? Leia's been a badass longer than Luke has.
Well, there's no doubt about that. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's no argument there. No argument there, but come on.
She was telling Vader to go fuck himself, that she wasn't going to talk when he was still a moisture farmer. So I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay. Well.
All right. Anyways. Okay. Enough about this bullshit. Because I'm going to keep on going. Okay. So you had some notes. Let's get into your motherfucking notes, biatch.
The Mandalorian was one of them, which we already got out of the way.
Bingo. Awesome show. Go watch it.
Yeah, it is. Go watch it. I'll spoil the fuck out of it for you, but go watch it anyway. Now,
there's not a whole lot of spoiling that show. That's the problem.
Actually, no, there isn't. I mean, now that Baby Yoda's out of the bag, that was the biggest surprise.
Yeah, the biggest thing, but that's been all over the fucking news.
I mean, that's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I love the fact.
What I wanted to talk about is this other Netflix movie that I watched that just recently came out and got Rotten Tomato crappy reviews. No surprise there. And the director, Michael Bay, has been getting fucking slammed left and right, saying that he's out of touch, that he's still hanging on to Transformers. It's called 6 Underground.
Okay. Now, I have not seen it. I have a buddy of mine, a really good buddy of mine that we used to work with. You probably didn't know him. But anyways, he doesn't work there anymore. Anyways, he saw it. And he said he had to stop it a quarter of the way into it and wait for his wife to come home so that he could start it again with her because it was so good.
Oh,
and he's been pretty on point on his movies.
Oh, well, guess what? I don't give a shit what Rotten Tomatoes says. I don't give a shit what anybody else says. It's a very fucking awesome movie.
There was a scandal.
I'm not gonna
don't spoil it on me.
But all I'm saying is that if I was ever a billionaire that had the kind of money that, in this case, Ryan Reynolds has, I would probably do the same thing that he's doing in that movie. I'm just saying. Now, I'll leave it at that. When you watch it, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was going to try and watch it tonight.
Yeah, it's a typical Michael Bay movie. You're going to see the explosions, the
Right. It's a blow 'em up
action,
movie.
it's a. Oh man!
And somebody described it to me as Deadpool without the costume.
Kind of.
Like actually, take away the superhero, and it's kind of.
It would be like a Bruce Wayne, Deadpool merger, or because obviously, dude, or I don't know if it would be more of a Iron Man, because
probably more Iron Man.
Well, all I'm saying is that the guy developed some kind of tech that makes him a billionaire. Without spoiling too much, when he's a kid, you'll see in flashbacks there, he's telling kids in class that he's going to develop this and he's going to be rich, and everybody's laughing at his ass.
And he does.
Oh, he does. And basically, according to this, he's bragging that basically cell phones, Teslas, everything that's right there, his technology is what enabled all that. And according to the movie. So basically, motherfucker has a lot of money, and if I ever came across that kind of money, you can guarantee that I would be doing the same thing. Anyway,
that sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's as far as
let me. Can I piggyback on that for just one quick second?
By all means.
There has been rumors. Now, these are just rumors. I don't have any substantiation to these or not. But there were some rumors that certain producers or movie companies might have been sliding an envelope over to Rotten Tomatoes on certain movies.
You think?
Yeah, I'm just telling you, that's what the rumors are.
All I'm saying is until Terminator became part of, it is part of the mouse.
Right.
Because of the acquisition. Rotten Tomatoes was not being so generous. This last movie, which everybody claims is crap, Rotten Tomatoes gave it I think it was in the 70s.
See?
All I'm saying...
You can't really go by just what some movie critics are, or what they're saying.
No, actually, this movie, and this last Terminator movie, which have you watched it yet?
No, I'm supposed to be watching it.
Okay, yeah, you are, man, because we need to sit down together and do our CW-style crossover between Cursory Overload, Rebellion, and Pato's Powerhouse, which probably would be the longest Powerhouse ever, because usually the Powerhouses are only like 15 minutes, but this time, obviously, we would have to break the rules there.
Right.
Yeah.
So I watched a movie the other day, all right? Weirdest movie. The plot to this movie is one of the weirdest I had seen. And, like we had talked on our last episode, I kind of get into burnout mode.
Yeah.
On a lot of different types of movies. So if I see something really weird, I'm going to check it out. Or, if it's, that kind of sounds weird. Anyways, it was called Burn Your Maps. Burn Your Maps. Yeah, Burn Your Maps. Anyways, it was about a family that goes through the loss of a 6-month-old child. All right. There's a boy, there's a girl. The boy's 8, the girl's probably 13, 14, and then the parents. Well, anyways, they had lost their 6-month-old child. The parents are at odds. They're grown very, very, very far apart. Right. The dad, the father, the husband, he played. I believe he was the villain in. What's a Denzel Washington movie where he played the former contractor and he was helping people? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, he was like a spec ops, and then
Men on Fire.
No, he was like an enforcer.
Not the one where he had like OCD and he has.
Yes.
Oh God, I can't think of the movie. There's a second one, right? Or they're working on a second one.
Yes. Okay.
Oh God, I love that movie. I know what you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah, wow. Jeez. Okay. You know what? Screw that.
I keep on saying enforcer. As Gugu.
As Gugu, because
was it the enforcer?
No, not the enforcer. That was somebody else. Wink, wink.
Right.
You forgot about the enforcer. Jeez.
No.